Um, Welcome to OmEn Online. I'm Johnny on the spot. That's it.
Chuck.
Oh
That's
yeah,
Adam.
man. You already know me. Chuck's been with us for a minute. Got Johnny here with us, man. Gonna have a great show today, I think. I hope
Like,
so.
subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell.
Yeah, if you're enjoying seeing us, don't forget to subscribe, hit that little bell, share it with all your friends. Share it with all your friends. Hope you enjoy.
But yeah, lots of things going on here at OmEn Online. It's been a rough couple weeks here. We're getting back to you finally to see what's going on. We've been busy doing a lot of things.
So, anyways, we was talking about the fall of the Roman Empire, and I know. Of course, I've known both y'all for a minute, so I know both y'all are related to who was the Visigoths?
Visigoths, yes.
The Visigoths, who actually were the ones who ended up sacking Rome, right?
Alaric.
Alaric,
Mhm.
right?
We're related to them somehow, blood wise or family wise, something.
Down through our moms.
Mm-hmm.
Our moms also have French royalty blood in them.
That ain't we do too.
Yeah. We're related to
Damn.
French royalty.
And then we related too, because I traced mine back to royal houses.
Well, if you want to go there, I mean, we're all related, son. I mean,
Yeah,
if you believe that Adam and Eve were, the first two people, then supposedly we're all related.
well, hold on. If you believe in science and you go to mitochondrial Eve, and I forget what they call that, but we can actually genetically trace us back to one mother in Africa, and one father. Believe it or not, I believe it was Indo-European,
Mm-hmm.
Indo or Indian, maybe. But anyway, he's from the one father we can trace to is actually from that area. The one mother we can trace to is from Africa, which is just an interesting fact.
Mm.
I think aliens came down and fucked with somebody's chromosome and
Yeah,
It
and that's
could.
totally plausible.
Really,
That has been the
yeah.
plot of some games and things like that, like Assassin's Creed.
Right?
That's kind of what the
Really?
thing behind it was.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
like it. You know how it's all set kind of medieval-ish type stuff and older things like that.
Uh-huh.
Well, the whole story to that is that we were basically they were considered like gods and stuff, but they were just super advanced, smart people that were a little bit bigger than us. And they basically took monkeys and changed them into humans. And Adam and Eve, and that were the only two humans to escape the garden when when it was being destroyed. That's
wow.
why we all came from Adam and Eve in that version.
That's interesting.
And they were like super advanced and all kinds of shit. So it was
Right.
some kind of solar flare or something that took them all out.
And that was in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because that's real similar to Sumerian mythology. They believe that we were created to do the labor that they didn't want to do.
That's exactly what it was in that.
Uh-huh. And that they took a lesser primate, possibly an early hominid, and merged their DNA. How did they actually say in the earliest transcriptions how they took how was it? They took the seed of a male of their race, put it with the egg of a female of this lesser race, and implanted the embryo in a female of their race. That's pretty. That's some pretty
That's
advanced shit.
That's in vitro fertilization.
It's in vitro fertilization in early mythology. How did they even have the concept of that?
Somebody else had it.
Who knows?
Either that, or they were a lot more advanced than we like to believe, and maybe these ancient civilizations that we think of were ruins of some of the people that were left over, and they just wrote down the stories the only way they could in stones and things, because they didn't have paper or technology to write it on, to save it on anymore.
That's
You're right.
okay.
Crypto.
You know,
Okay.
cryptocurrencies.
We're minorly invested in a couple cryptocurrencies. Nothing. I mean, we're not rich, so a little bit change here and there. And I've got some friends who are interested in what I've been saying, but they don't want to mess with the computer stuff, right? So I manage their accounts for them, and mainly invested on the Tron network, and now everybody's heard of Bitcoin. I'm sure you've heard of Bitcoin, whether you know anything about it or not. Excuse me. It's a blockchain currency that it creates these packets of information that nobody can change. All right. I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. It makes these packets of information that cannot be changed by anybody. There is no owner, controller, super. What is it called?
Instead of Bitcoin, why don't you invest in gold?
There's things for that, and I'm going to get to that. Right now we're in this digital currency because it's a very low cost, easy initial investment, and if you do your research, invest at the right times, and be patient because it's really a 10-year project. You can make a little bit of money. I had it. Smart investments. And now, what I was getting to with that is, it looks like we're starting to get to a bull market. The value of the coin has already increased a half a cent, give or take, a half a cent from where we bought in at. So right now, the coin itself is worth 2.5 cents when we buy it. Okay, each one. Say, just for an easy number, because it's really close to this, it was about $3,600 after exchange fees, which I've got right now. But after exchange fees, off $100, you got about 3,655 Tron TRX tokens. All right. And you can get that returned into cash value. That's the thing. If you're investing in this coin project, currency project, that you can cash into cash values. There's actually several ways, and several more ways coming up to where it's going to be a very usable currency, just like you'd use a dollar bill. But it's also a network that runs games, and a lot of them that are successful, just because people have these addictions to, say, gambling, are casino games. And well, I bought into some of their tokens, which gives me not the equivalent of ownership of a company, but ownership of a percentage of what they make, just by buying their coin, investing in their project, and leaving it there, saying I'm going to leave it there for at least 24 hours. I get a percentage of that take every single day. So we're making money off of that. I can get those coins back, sell them back for the value at the current time. It could be up or down. And that is still profit on the return on investment. Say I'm patient enough off these returns to make exactly what you put in out of it. And you have that sitting in your wallet, which brings up another safer but much slower income. All right? I get your original investment, I put it in your wallet, I freeze it on the Tron network, and I vote for what they have our super representatives, which that's going to be hard to explain. They're ones that actually mine the network, and anyway, you get a percentage of what they make, which is a lot less, but it's still a return that just keeps going. And with continuous returns as long as I live with her. I threw some of my money into an addition to that gambling app, right? Played it. I'm up to an equivalent amount, all right. Major company of the game we're invested in.
Mm-hmm.
Tron, we're now invested in. A sub-company of this company opened up. So a percentage of this company always goes to this, which pays out per my percentage of investment.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I put a gamble onto this company to get coins, to get a percentage of that too. And I did really good on the investment.
Your cigarettes burnt out.
I did what I was supposed to do because I did so good. Stopped. Won't touch it again. Maybe if I get some lot extra, you know what I'm saying, just to play. But won't touch it again because I did so good. So I'm getting paid
touch
here
it for you.
and here, and here's getting paid by here. So, and there's another one that just opened up that's paying into here and here. And there's another one that's on the way to open up that's just paying straight here because it's a home one, so it goes up here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really good one, especially winning all those and getting my money back. So I got them for free. So we're already getting paid for that. Then I get on there the other day and they gave me an equal amount for free. So now I have an equal amount of those tokens as those tokens for like next to nothing. And
What?
You know Charlie Brown, the teacher?
Wah, 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 wah. No, see, I hear everything he's saying.
because I'm getting to a point now that I've made all this profit off of it and we're getting paid off of it, the value of it is increasing. It's already increased 0.5 cent per coin. Projects out there, and then it's good to get a little Bitcoin because Bitcoin's the one that's going to go through the moon because it's already brand labeled.
Yeah,
Everybody knows Bitcoin.
They make fucking fake coins of
You go
online.
you get a soda pop and say, yeah, I just want a cup. Coke. Coke is the name that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to talk to you about cryptocurrency. Is that Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the name that everybody knows. I put just a few dollars in a Bitcoin on my cash card just so I can test transferring it with less fees. Cash App by Square, less fees than Coinbase. Takes you to Bitcoin. Take Bitcoin to Binance, make your Binance account, and you can trade into whatever currency you want pretty much. Really convenient. Now, there's an app I haven't finished signing up for because I got to pay a $25 fee. Alright. Called Spend. Once you fully set up your account, because it is a legal debit card. They send you your debit card, PIN number, credit card, all that. You send your dividends that we're making to a special wallet attached to that card. All right, there's an initial $25 fee for membership. But after the $25 fee, you send your dividend card for half your dividends. Increase your investment and put some into your pocket. All right? Then you have a debit card that you can spend this investment. You can spend it any fucking time you want. And your investment's been in there long enough. You say it's been in there over a year. Because honestly, I hate to say this, but they have no way to know as of yet what is who is what on these cryptocurrencies. So you're getting through loopholes, but keep it a year is what you do. I've had mine over a year, so I'm past security status. Because they try to put it under securities law. If you cash out early, you get taxed 50, 45, 50% or something stupid like that. But you'll be able to have your income going directly to the card while having some build to increase the income. Now you get to a point where you're getting minimum wage where it's sent to this card. Now this card has other bonuses too, because you use the card, you get 3% cash back. So you get money back just for using the card, for using the cryptocurrencies that you're getting for free at this point.
You're getting too excited.
It's probably because of the cold.
Most of my company.
Make sure they're chain wallets. I'd still invest in. I still would invest in gold.
I forgot to
It's
get to that part.
tangible.
There is cryptocurrencies that are 100% backed by gold, so you can actually go turn them in and receive tangible gold. And they use that to transfer gold value. That's what I want. And so
Do you know what I have
Huh?
that not a lot of people have?
I still got the CDs. They're just fucked up.
I have an original Carnival of Carnage on tape. I used to have an original Ringmaster on tape and an original Riddle Box on there too, and a Great Malenko. But those all got stolen. The Carnival of Carnage one's the only one I still got.
See, you predate me, man. I didn't find them until Great Malenko.
My brother, not my brother, my cousin was listening to him back in, I want to say 96, 97. So they'd only been out a few years, and he had I think it was because it was right before Malenko came out. He had the Riddle Box one, and then he also ended up getting the Ringmaster and the Carnival Carnage. I got them all off of them eventually, but you know, I only have one left.
I told you I went to private school, so it's not what you usually expect to find, right?
Yeah.
I think it was right after I was expelled from high school, right? I go over to my cousin's house, and she's this crappy chick living in it had to be $600,000, $800,000 home, you know what I'm saying, maybe $1 million home, and she pulls out this CD, and I'm already into creepy shit. I wrote a book when I was a kid about Sasquatch and aliens, and like a mysteries book, and fucking, I'm listening, and she kept wanting to play like fucking the Ned game and fucking shit, and I heard Hall's Illusions, and I opened up the CD book and I seen the symbols, and it's like I felt it. built it, and I've told you this shit before. I remember it at that apartment I was staying at with that Diane chick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talking about Hall's Volutions and fucking. This is your world. This is what you deserve because it's what the fuck you did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Back to reality and what you deserve. Yeah.
Back to
Sorry.
reality. Your son's on crack, and your daughter's got
nut stains on her back, and
they
they live in the gutter and sell crack to each other.
and you beat them and leave them home, and even whip them with the cords of a telephone.
But your death comes wicked, painful, and slow at the hands of Malenko. Way to go on.
And
Don't look now, your
oh my
life is
God.
gone.
and I
This
heard
is
that.
all
And I seen it, and I went out and I bought the CD, and I really liked it, and I ended up being friends with somebody who was into that music, right? And I started, the next thing I heard was Most Tasteless. Twisted, Most Tasteless. And that thing.
I love
bumped-
renditions of reality.
That thing bumped from Secondhand Smoke to Renditions of Reality, but Renditions of Reality touched me, you know what I'm saying? I say that song is what made me, you know what I'm saying?
Where did it touch you?
Oh, it touched me sexy.
It touched him in the no touch spot.
No, man, but I know that song. I do that, so that's one of the few songs I could do word for word without it playing in the background. And I say that song's what made me who I am, you know what I'm saying? But then, my mama's friend took us on a trip to Baltimore. We stayed in a hotel on a bay just so they could go shopping, pretty much.
Nice.
But we took a boat across the bay and found a CD shop, and I found the Riddle Box. And oh my God, the Riddle Box is probably the only CD I can play front to back on repeat and just fucking love.
What's your favorite song off of Riddle Box?
Oh my God, Dead Body Man was my first favorite. Joker's Wild is fucking.
You know what my?
wicked.
Can you take a wild guess what my favorite one off of Riddle Box is? It's got a story to it.
She bit
What
down
was it? 13.
in a button or bra. She had the biggest
Story
seat.
to it. Oh no! Wait, Old Evil Eye.
Got it.
Old Evil Eye.
That was my favorite song off Riddle Box.
I'm gonna say that was my favorite, but that one was wicked.
No, I loved it because of the storytelling
The
to it.
story was awesome.
I love
They
a
did
good song
great.
with a story
They
to
did
it.
Great.
That's one of the things that
I
like
good story too.
I like their new music, but I like their older shit more personally because I feel like it had more of a story to a lot of it.
I did like a lot of that. Like
Now
Wizard of the Hood was also a story front to back. That was
Oh yeah, it was based off of the Wiz
yeah.
in a way. Not exactly, but
But
more brought up to
It
hood
was
terms
their
today and stuff.
version. It was their version. Of
Yo,
it.
dude,
It's also-
but Wizard of the Hood was all a Violent J solo CD, even though
Right.
even though he ended up having Monoxide on it, Jamie
Alright, he
Madrox,
had
Blaze,
texts.
and Shaggy.
Right, you're right. It was his show. See, here's my thing. Violent J, old school, was probably my favorite one out of them all because he had the "Come Crazy," you know what thing going. He
Yeah,
had the Mad Professor. I will make a friend for you. He had that slow evil style, Old Evil Eye.
yeah. I mean, that's just the way he rolled.
Right,
And-
that was wicked.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the Wraith Shangri-La.
Shangri-La was
I
good.
felt like it was
good.
more to
I
the
like
story.
House Pit more.
Well, I was getting there. I like House Pit, but I don't feel like it really fit with the whole story. Because it didn't really talk about, like, if you think about it, on Jekyll Brothers,
Mhm.
they had the Echo side, which was supposed to be a preview of Hell's Pit in a way. That song was banging, badass, told a great fucking story behind it.
That
But
was
then when
awesome.
Hell's Pit got here, it told a good story, but it didn't fit anywhere near close to the way that one was, the style of that one.
See, Hell's Pit was a completely different angle, and you're right, it told a bunch of different stories to cause, alright, going all the way back. A lot of people, they lost a lot of people when they did Shangri-La's, like the carnival is God, we've always been behind them, you know what I'm saying?
That was the first song I ever heard of theirs.
And fucking a lot of people's they switched up on us. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think he would let me play
go to
ICP
Malenko.
around back in the day.
Go to Malenko.
Huh?
I don't think he would let me play ICP back in the day.
It wasn't until you put in that, I heard that song, and then once that song was over, you said, you gotta hear this then, and you put in Great Malenko, and right when he did that, I was like, yep, I'm in love.
Go back to Great Malenko. Halls of Illusions. Halls of Illusions. Visit yours. This is the vision that you get for what you've done.
Be careful, though.
Don't
Put
have
that
to drink
joint
on
on
that.
drink.
I got it. This is the vision for what you've done. Look, this. Your wife's sitting in a chair. She's happy, but man,
You're
that's
nowhere
somebody
there.
else.
And
That's
somebody else.
sitting with her. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? This is the life they could have had, but you had to be there and be fucked up
And destroy it.
and create this. Watch what you created. See what you done. What you done wicked, man. You could move this forward, give your kids a beautiful, beautiful chance and a better world. Instead, you created a little piece of hell and suffering. That would seem like the same message. You go back, Joker's Wild.
We're recording, don't touch it.
Go back to the Joker's Wild. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Just it's a message from a different angle. To me,
Johnny's Bar and Grill, liquor up front, poker in the rear.
you know what I'm saying? Fucking.
Now,
When I was in high school, this is what's going to tie in. When I was in high school, I went to a private Catholic high school. Detention was called JUG. JUG. J-U-G. Justice Under God. And I'm hearing the name Juggalo. Juggalo. And I'm hearing this in their music. And this is what it's been to me all along. Justice under God. And they're getting what they deserve.
mm-hmm.
Fucking terror wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You did this. You next up front. You was an evil fucker.
Tilt up. Spraying blood all over the neighborhood.
Leave your kiddies at home.
Yep.
Fucking the message has always been there. But
Playing
from a
with the
different
heads.
end.
But from a different perspective.
Exactly.
What's that one song, Playing with Heads or something like
Are you
that?
talking about bowling balls? That's off Hell's Pit.
Well, here's the thing. You got some that give a message, some that are just comedy in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, I liked Hell's Pit and all, but I feel like it let me down in a way because I thought it was going to have a little bit more darker shit. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it because it did have a lot more comical to it, but I feel like it had more comical than Wicked.
I like how they tied zombies directly to the drug epidemic.
Yeah.
They said zombies, millions of them and more. You know what I'm saying?
Always coming for my front door.
And then you see these people, walking down the street, and they're doing what they're choosing to do with their life, but some of them go beyond control, and fucking they're the ones that do anything, rob you, kill you, whatever, to get their shit, and they walking around, and they mindless to the drug. They controlled by something else. They controlled by the demon. That's your zombie. And they spread like wildfire right now. We're in the heart of the epidemic, the opioid epidemic.
Heroin's running rampant in them streets. So is.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They say, no, you done let me in. We're still going.
You
And
can't just get rid of me.
That's when it gets bad.
It's like a really bad psycho ex-girlfriend that you can't give up on because you're too afraid to.
Right?
I'm just using that as an analogy because, just
Well, you're right.
shit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you don't want to be alone.
Could be. Could be.
Well, you think about it, and this is, it's not a direct quote, but he said it, so I had to give reference where it's due, so that way I don't feel like I'm plagiarizing anybody.
Of course.
Joe Rogan said, think about it, human beings are a social creature. What's the worst thing they can do to you in prison? Put you in the hole alone. Being alone for too long, your mind starts playing tricks on you.
Right.
Yep. With no entertainment. Yeah.
Nothing to do, nothing to keep yourself occupied with. I mean, even
No,
when you're
if
just
it
sitting
wasn't
down
for
relaxing,
my
you're looking
computer.
at something or doing something. I mean, even if you're just sitting there staring at a wall, you're doing something at least, and then if you feel like it, you can go do something else. But when you're alone in the hole, it's just you, nowhere else to go, and you really can't hear nothing but yourself.
Hey, did I ever show you the video of me rolling a frying pan?
No.
You ever
Rolling a frying pan.
Okay, you ever see those super Christian guys, like, by the power of God, and rolls the frying pan? I got frustrated one day. I wasn't
See, this is
enraged
something
or
we have
nothing
on the
like
show.
that. And I got frustrated one day, and I got one of my skillets, and I could do this, and I just fucking rolled it, and it got about that big around burrito status. And I got into shock, and I lost a little bit of the frustration. I was like, man, I got a picture of that. I was like, man, I got to do this again. So I was like, man, I'm videoing it this time. I'm taping it this time. So I got another one, and it was full steel. The other one was too. What the fuck? And I was like, I'm recording this one because no one's going to believe that I did this. So I did it. And it was a little harder because I didn't have that frustration energy in me. That extra energy, I don't even know how to explain it, but that extra energy didn't have that as much of that in me. And I still rolled it up, and I got it about that big. And it was a bigger pan too. Hold on. Well, I can't show on the video. Can you get on my Facebook?
I was feeling a little destructive today, so I tried the old skillet, rolling a skillet up trick. I really didn't expect to be able to do it. First attempt, right here. Right. So I wanted to try it again and just prove because it was kind of crazy. I didn't think I could do it. Different type of skillet, of course. It isn't all metal, where this was one of them Teflon coated ones, so who knows? I mean, I won't be able to do this one. We'll find out. This is a little harder. You can see it's going though. Okay. Well, there it is. Obviously can't be that hard, because I'm like 145, 150 pounds. Still, it surprised me, so I had to do it. Y'all have a good one.
Here you did, your whole forehead was shiny.
Oh, I guess I did then.
It takes a lot to force it into your butt.
Southside, we could.
South
Should I think I'm gonna share that.
What's that?
Well, if Eugene would quit calling me.
Right?
Maybe they just, well, maybe they were just warning him. They didn't tell you because it wasn't gonna matter to you. They were taking out your fucking colon.
Yeah, that, you know how your colon goes like this, like a horseshoe?
Uh-huh.
They took out all this and all that. Only got this much left.
Oh, wow.
So it's a direct shot. You can
Yeah,
only hold so much poop.
yeah. And I make sure that I try to make sure that I poo at least once a day. It sucks. I gotta take pills so my poop don't get too hard. And
Stool softener.
I tell you what,
Well, dude.
before I started taking that stool softener, man, there was one day that I had such a fat fucking shit that my ass
We're
bled.
recording, are we?
Yeah,
Good, okay.
my ass bled, and I called the hospital, and the hospital sent a fire truck and a fucking ambulance to come and get me.
His ass is bleeding. His
The
ass is
fire-
bleeding.
I was standing outside and I seen the fire truck. I'm like, what the fuck? Man, and you didn't, they pulled up and I'm like, are you here for somebody bleeding out their butt? He's like, yep. I was like, what? Man, y'all don't have to come out here. Well, we had to come out here to make sure the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, man.
Well, just feel glad that they cared about your life.
The hospital was just like, hey, man, we got to put this guy on blast.
Nah, but you know how you were talking about the gas and knocking you out and everything? See, I had a similar situation to that when I was 7. My bladder hadn't enlarged with my body like it was supposed to. So when I was 7, they had to go into my pee hole and blow my bladder up to make it bigger.
Right.
So because since my bladder wasn't growing with my body, I couldn't hold my pee. Like even when I was asleep, I'd always piss the bed.
Right.
So until after that surgery, I peed the bed every day. You know, it was so bad that my dad made me wear diapers to bed.
Oh, wow.
because I would piss all over the place because I couldn't hold it.
Right.
Well, after that surgery, which, I mean, I'm sitting here, they're wheeling me in there, and they haven't given me the gas yet. But they're just giving me the gas, and I'm sitting here, and I go, no. I'm 7 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. I wake up in the baby room, in the maternity room where they have all the newborn babies. I wake up in there, and a big old thing just... I was, taken aback because here I am, there's no adults around, and I'm all by myself in a strange room that I don't know where I'm at, and all these babies.
Oh, wow.
Stranger in a strange land.
I just wanted someone to hold my hand.
Oh yeah, boy. Yeah.
Mermaid.
He identifies as a 2-year-old baby. He don't want to grow up. He's a Toys R Us kid.
He ain't gonna know what Toys R Us is, so get over it. Jeffrey's dead.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think Toys R Us is trying to come back online only.
Yeah, that's what I heard they were going to do back when they shut down.
I get that and all, but fuck you. It's kind of like one of the reasons why I don't buy Oreos or try not to buy Nabisco products nowadays.
Right.
Because the Oreo is one of their subsidiaries of Nabisco, and basically they've laid off every person that worked there that had been there for years and years and years,
Right.
and sent their whole operation down to Mexico.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Didn't give a fuck they had a union or anything, pretty much, I think.
I'm sorry the company's moving.
Well, I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it's kind of bullshit. You can't tell me your profits have dropped that fucking much.
Right.
You just want more. The world is greedy, man.
It is greedy, man.
I'm greedy too, I ain't gonna lie. But I try not to be that damn greedy, but maybe that's because I don't have that kind of money to where I have fuck you money.
Maybe.
Fuck you, I can do what I want. It's kind of like on JRE, Joe Rogan Experience.
Uh-huh.
He was saying, him and somebody else was talking about how these multi-billionaires, they got fuck you money. Basically, oh, somebody wants to do this or blackmail you. We know some people that can make that disappear for this amount of price. You'll never have to deal with it again.
Yep.
What's, say, $100,000 to a fucking billionaire? That's fucking pocket change. Like, that's like to us $1.
Right.
Sorry. I'll move it away.
Smoke's actually starting to get.
You're white. But, I mean, these are all just things that, I think about, because if you really think about it, look at movies like the Hostel series.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? A bunch of rich people getting people either that lived there or foreigners that no one would miss or something like that, and making them disappear and torturing them to death.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bunch of rich people doing that. Nobody knew that shit was going on for the longest time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All these things that are going on in the world, in some of these movies, you don't think that if someone hasn't had the idea for it for a movie, someone might have already had the idea for it in real life?
Right.
Like Jigsaw. Don't you think there's some crazy motherfucker out there that's like that somewhere?
Well, look at
Look
in
at
the news
AG.
now how they're talking about all these child pornography rings and all these high officials and fucking billionaires, millionaires, whatever, are all looking to be involved in it. Well, that's because they had fuck you money or fuck you power. You know what I'm saying? And now they're getting caught. And that's crazy.
Well, it's great that they're getting caught, but at the same time, for every one that you're catching,
It's
how many
crazy.
other ones are you not catching?
But it's crazy that it's been going on long enough to build a big fucking ring.
It's
like
been
that.
going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah, probably so.
The oldest, profession in the world is prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
Cave women fucked men, cavemen that had something to offer them, something to give.
They ought to legalize prostitution.
Well, they ought to, because then they could have it regulated to where they're being checked and everything.
Regulated for disease
Have it like
control.
Las Vegas.
Exactly. Regulated for disease control,
Right.
regulated for bad shit happen. You wouldn't have to worry about
I'm-
pimps anymore.
I'm all for doing what you want. Here's how I see this working. Right? For all these things that the government shouldn't control. Okay? Like what you do with your body, as long as you're not hurting anyone, is your choice to do.
I feel the same way. Like,
Okay.
same thing with, because body modification. People are doing shit to their bodies that they want to do. They sign the forms, and shit to give up for that. If something goes wrong, it's not their, it's.
Now, here's my stipulation for that. Each profession as such must have its own regulation board, and the regulation board be held accountable by the government. Not controlled, just held accountable. If they do some fucked up regulations, well, the people
What the
got
fuck are
the
you
federal
doing?
the people got the federal government to come in and say, hey man, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, federal government does not get involved.
Yeah, you basically, the only thing they do is they overwatch you. Run by the people then.
They are checks and balances for each other. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the people ain't getting fucked over. And that way, the people control the regulation board. Say if it's prostitution, well, your area must have a regulation board of some sort that makes sure health is taken care of, that makes sure safety is taken care of, businesses are held accountable.
Basically legalize brothels.
They have to be done properly,
Shut up.
like say the bunny
Shut up.
ranch.
Yeah.
Like say the bunny ranch.
And sadly, the owner of that passed away, I believe, last year.
I believe you're right, yeah. But things like they're trying to say, tattoos. They're trying to make it in Kentucky where you can't get tattooed on scarred skin. And I believe they're trying to use the thing of identification. Because if you have an identifiable scar and you tattoo over it to where you can't see the scar. But
A tattoo is a scar.
yeah, but they're trying to say if you've got a big old knife wound right here.
I know what you're saying. But I've seen some people that.
I don't think that that's gonna float.
I don't think it will either,
But it could.
but
I don't think so.
the government should not have a single say in it. It should, the tattoo industry should have its
The
own
only thing-
regulation board.
The only thing the government should have a say so is with the health board.
The only thing that needs to be illegal is Prince Albert's.
Why?
Those need to be fucking illegal.
Why they still do Ampelang's and Jacob's ladders
And
then?
anything going inside the dick, somebody needs to
But
have
what about a
some
chick getting her
serious
clit
counseling.
pierced then? And
Well,
I don't want to hear nothing about that's okay.
well,
If a guy
girl-
wants to get his shit pierced, he can get his shit pierced. That's how you know he's free.
fuck
That's
that.
to me. That's,
I'm not doing it, but
It's still on the lines. It's your body. You're not hurting anyone as long as healthy and regulated by itself. The people regulate themselves. Then more power to you. Not hurt anyone else. That's it. The law is don't harm anyone else. And you're free to do what you want with your body. You harm somebody else, you're held accountable. You got a victim, you're held accountable. You want to do dope? Do dope. You go rob somebody and get your dope,
Then you're held accountable.
you're held accountable.
I'm getting some new recruits.